Oh, is it really already that time? Oh, no, sure. Just finishing up a few things. Just send them in and I'll be ready for them. Thank you. Hi there, just if you don't mind having a seat, I'll be with you in just a moment. Thank you. Please send my regard to the Easter Bunny. We will have to get drinks sometime soon. Best, Mrs. Claus. Alright. Sorry about that. Thank you for waiting. You are, I believe, my 3 o'clock, correct? Just give me one moment, don't mind. It has been a crazy day in the workhouse today. The shop is crazy, the elves are crazy, my husband's crazy, but it's all good fun with the holiday season. So what can I do for you today? Okay, so you're here to interview for an elf position in our factory. Is that correct? Well, wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. We are always looking for new work in the shop. Especially around the holiday time, it gets incredibly busy. So we're definitely looking to add some more elves and individuals to our workforce. So did you send over a resume by chance? You did? Okay. I'm just going to pull it up here on my computer. Oh no, we're very modern and high-tech. If Santa can make all the laptops and watches and earphones, we definitely can use them in our workshop. It's just more efficient that way. Okay. And can you spell your last name for me? Alright, here it is. Alright, so I have that pulled up. And I have had some time to review it. It was a pretty impressive resume, but I do want to hear from you first. And before we even get started on your interview, can I offer you anything to eat or drink? Sure. So we actually have some lovely hot cocoa that I could make for you. Actually, we use a lot of Swiss Miss packs. Plenty of these to give a little sugar boost during the holidays. We also have those, I don't know if you've tried them before, the pods for cake cups. We have Keurig cups in hot chocolate as well. During the off season, we tend to make a lot more homemade hot chocolate, as you'll see if we should bring you on board. But when it gets to crunch time and there's not a lot of free time in the factory, we definitely use the more instant versions. Well, we have peppermint, we have an Irish cream, a salted caramel, and then a mocha if you want a little more of a coffee hint. It's up to you. I'm happy to grab you anything over in our kitchen before we get started with the interview. peppermint? Sure. I'll make that and I'll bring it right back to you, okay? Just sit tight for one moment, okay? Alright, so I am back with your peppermint hot chocolate. In this very festive mug. I'll just put it down right in front of you here. And I also brought a candy cane. Because it is the holiday season, so who doesn't love a good peppermint candy cane, especially to go with peppermint hot chocolate? So, get that to you too. Alright, so let me get your resume up again. I know I don't look that old, but my eyes are definitely giving on me a bit, so I do need them from time to time. Okay. Alright, so I have your resume here, and if you just want to go through kind of who you are, a little brief history of your work experience, and why you think you'd be a great fit here at Santa's Workshop. And just to let you know, I'm going to be taking some notes during the interview, so if I'm not making eye contact, I apologize. I'm just making sure I have everything written down, so when we review the candidates, we have an accurate representation of their personality and fit. So you may continue. Sorry, I apologize. Really, you were in his hatchery. Interesting. I do work, should I say my husband and myself work with the Easter Bunny from time to time. Well, our holidays don't overlap. It's busy time for the Easter Bunny when Easter rolls around. It's busy time when Christmas rolls around, so we always tend to help each other out a bit when the peak seasons arrive for each other. We grab dinner quite often. He's quite lovely. Did you enjoy working? Yeah, because you were there for almost 3 years, which is a pretty impressive time. I know it can be pretty demanding working for the Easter Bunny, but don't tell him I said that. Oh, I'm glad you had a positive experience. Is there a reason, if you don't mind me asking, why you ended your employment there? If you're not comfortable, you don't have to tell me. I'm just trying to get an idea. Also, make sure that there's no conflict or anything with us and the Easter Bunny. I'd hate to poach or take one of their top employees. It seems like you ranked pretty high at the time you left. Senior egg collector, it's pretty high from what I've gathered. Okay. And then what did you do before you worked for the Easter Bunny? Okay. That sounds very with the spirit of Christmas, working in a toy shop. Oh, it was in your family, or it's in your family. That's very, very cool. How long has your grandfather owned it? Okay. So it's been around for a while, and you have no desire to take it over? Not sure if that's an option, just curious. Okay. The reason I ask is because while it is nice having help during the crunch times, Christmas is a 365-day-a-year holiday essentially when it comes to the workshop and Santa and all the helpers. So we want to have someone that we know can be here for a decent time commitment. You are jumping on kind of right at Christmas time, so your use, if we got rid of you right away or just used you for the holidays, would be pretty short, and we don't want that turnaround time in the workshop. We like to have our elves and helpers stick around for a while and build kind of a loyalty and family here. It does get busy, but we do enjoy spending quality time together and enjoying each other's company outside the workshop, sometimes doing snowman building or sledding. We do make time for some fun here, so it's important we have kind of that bond that grows over time with our employees. Yeah, Santa's very hands-on. I'm sorry he couldn't make it to the interview today, but between you and me, I tend to do more of the overseeing of the helpers and the elves and the workshop employees. So Santa's the boss man, but I'm kind of behind the scenes boss woman. So they don't call me Mrs. Claus for nothing. Okay. So how would you describe your personality type? What I mean more so is, would you say you have more of a cheery disposition? Are you more of a quiet, reserved individual? Do you find happiness during the holidays, or do you find the holidays to be more dreary and kind of bland? No, that's completely understandable. Everyone gets a little bit of the seasonal blues when it gets to winter, but then once Christmas rolls around, it kind of perks back up. And so this position is for more of a senior role, as you might have recognized or seen when you applied, and that kind of entails doing more hands-on work for Santa himself. We do want the employees to kind of always have some knowledge of the workforce and kind of working on the line and building the toys and, assembling and packaging them. But this position would allow a little more quality time with Santa, and going into that, Santa can sometimes be a little demanding, especially around the holiday time when it's the most stressful time of the year for us, and he's spending an entire night getting gifts across the entire world. So how do you deal, or is there a time where you've had a more demanding superior, and how you've handled those situations before? Well, I'm glad that it worked out. It's always nice to hear of a conflict being resolved. Especially here, we are very encouraging of conflict resolution, and we always have an open door policy, or more so I do. Anytime there's any conflict or potential issue between employees, whether they are on a similar role or a superior lower employee, then we always encourage them to bring it to our attention and let us try to help the best way we can. Conflict has no place in this workshop, especially during Christmas. And this is more of a trivia question, I guess, for you, but Santa goes through a lot of caffeine as well as hot cocoa, but I'm curious if you've done any research and picked up on his coffee requirements or preferences as well as his hot cocoa, because he goes through quite a lot of it, and part of your job will be to grab his caffeine fix. So, do you have any idea? Not quite, you're close, but so his coffee, he drinks it with a splash of gingerbread creamer and 2 sugars. Some days he will request a peppermint creamer instead, but he'll generally let you know if he wants something other than the usual. If he doesn't tell you, you stick to a gingerbread creamer with 2 sugars. And he likes a large coffee, so make sure to proportion them accordingly. And then what about for his hot chocolate? Okay. Did you do research on that, or was that just a lucky guess after the options I gave you earlier? Okay, yeah, so he is I made it clear sort of, he really enjoys his caffeine, so he does love a good mocha hot chocolate. And he does, which I don't believe you said, like a big dollop of whipped cream and then some red and green sprinkles on top, no matter what time of the year it is. Alright, and just one more question for you. What would you say your favorite Christmas carol is? That's a good one. Do you mind singing maybe just a line or two from it? Oftentimes in the workshop and around, the elves will break out into carols to help keep the spirit going during the holidays, so just curious to see how you would do singing on the floor. It's beautiful, thank you. Alright, well, I'm going to put away my computer and we're just going to have a small chat. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, that's a great question. It was hinted a little on the job posting, but I actually have some kind of things around that might be useful for the role and give you a better idea. So, as you know, we make all the toys here. It's more so gifts for children, but we also kind of steer into gifts that are given to adults. So, for example, I have here some wonderful white peppermint chocolate truffles. And this is actually going to be packaged up shortly by one of our elves, otherwise I would offer you one. But this is actually a gift that someone's going to be giving. So we need to take even adult gifts. Remember, as long as you believe in Santa, you're going to get your gifts. So it doesn't matter the age, it just matters on the belief. So Sometimes adults want more adult gifts, such as chocolates, or we even have some candles. Now this is actually one that I light up in my office. So this has been used, but this is a peppermint bark candle. It smells wonderful. It really puts you into the holiday spirit. But it would be gifts such as this that we would also send out. So adult gifts as well as children's gifts. We also more recently have been branching out to the pet sector, so we do have more fun pet toys. These are little cat toys, and we have here a stocking and a ornament filled Christmas tree shape. And then we even have some tinsel balls. So it just depends on the gift you're working on, who the recipient is, but we kind of are catering to all over the world now. So it varies day by day, but it also will involve packaging as well. So you'll have your gifts, and then you also have to wrap them. I have to be careful with these gifts because they are ready to be sent out and put on Santa's sleigh. I don't know what's in here, but it sounds like an adult gift. Perhaps an adult beverage. And then similar to wrapping, Santa sometimes will use bags. And they can vary. This one is a cute ornament bag that says Merry Christmas over it with some red stuffing paper. So it just depends. But you will get a schedule at the beginning of each morning, and it'll lay out kind of which section of gifts you'll be in. So if we have a high demand of children's gifts coming in that day, you'll likely be doing some work with that. And similarly, if you are going to be in the adult sector, you're going to do work there, just take it day by day, and it'll keep you on your toes. At least that's one of the things I do enjoy about the workshop, is keep all our employees on their toes. No 2 days are ever alike. I didn't ask you this before, but how are your gift wrapping abilities? Okay, good. So, as you saw, some of our gifts are wrapped, and that makes it easier for Santa to just put them under the tree and go up the chimney and get on to the next home. So we do all the wrapping here, but from time to time, that department gets overwhelming as well. And in the position that you're applying for, it's more of a jack of all trades. So while you are going to work in toy sectors, part of that may include some wrapping. So we have a variety of wrapping papers. We also have some snowflake. So knowing how to wrap is a must. We do offer training seminars for our newer employees on wrapping. So even if you do know how to wrap, you are welcome to attend it if you think it would help improve your wrapping skills or your speed, because remember, we have to wrap in some form, whether it's a bag or wrapping paper, every gift that comes through. So we do need kind of efficient wrapping going on in the workshop. Okay, now that's another great question. So right now with Christmas time, what we're doing is we're having our employees essentially working 24/7. We offer complimentary living arrangements and sleeping arrangements on the premises. The North Pole is quite large and expansive, and we own the entire real estate, so we have plenty of guest sleeping arrangements. So they work in shifts of about 10 hours. They get then 3 to 4 hours to eat, take a nap, and then they'll come back, work maybe a few more hours, and then we let them get a good night's sleep. We also make sure to offer complimentary snacks, drinks, caffeine, anything that the elves and workers may need to help work efficiently and continue working during the holiday season. Once the peak holiday season slows down, which will be Christmas, we sometimes carry over to the day after for kind of gifts that carry over. So there are a couple times where we have gifts that'll kind of sneak their way in the day after Christmas. So it can be busy, it depends. We're trying to be as efficient as we can to get all the gifts out and all the orders out on time to be ready for Christmas. But anyway, so not to go off on my schedule tangent, but then after the Christmas season winds down and the remaining 11 or so months, we tend to start back up early December. It's going to be a standard 8 to 5 job. So coming in, you're starting to build the toys for early Christmas wishes, doing research on what gifts are going to likely be ordered, because if we can get a head start, then it allows us to make the gifts a lot quicker and efficient. If we know a million children are going to want robots, and we can build those robots in February, it saves us a lot of trouble as we get closer to crunch time. And we tend to and pride ourselves on keeping all of our employees around year-round. We can always use help, and we can always use more help during the holiday year, but we never let go of any employees after the holiday season unless they want to, or unless we have other reasons for getting rid of them. But lack of holiday season is not a reason for termination here. Yes, so I would say the most important quality that we're looking for, I would say the most important quality is going to be your dedication and hardworking abilities. You can have the most Christmas cheer and the greatest love for the holidays, but if you're not able to get your gifts out and you're not able to get your work done, it just causes a whole backup in the chain, and we just can't have that here. So we want to make sure our employees are efficient, and we make sure to reward employees that are efficient also. And I promise you also, should you get this job, we have a very competitive salary package. We do salary all of our employees, it's not hourly. So as long as you are putting in the hard work, you will get your money and your salary. Of course. No, unfortunately, you probably won't see him around right now. As I said, he does like to come to interviews from time to time, but he wasn't able to make it today, unfortunately, with Christmas being pretty soon. Yeah, he's running all over the place, but that would be essentially your position, would be following him around, making sure he's okay, making sure he has caffeine, and just kind of going where he needs you the most. You're going to be sort of his right-hand man, so wherever he needs you, he's going to put you, and he's kind of got a grasp on where things need to be, so you're in good hands. Alright, well, do you have any more questions for me? That's great. It's been lovely meeting you. It's been lovely speaking with you. And we probably will be reaching back out to our candidates within the next 48 hours or so. I do have a few more interviews lined up after this, but after that we should be able to sit down, get Santa involved to kind of get his input on who he wants to bring in, and then we'll make our decisions from there, okay? All right. Oh no, you can leave the cup right there, or you're even welcome to take it. Consider it my Christmas gift to you. All right, thank you. Take care. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.